Hi, welcome back. This video is going to be on different types of variable declaration available with JavaScript ES6. There are three types of declaration available: where, let, and const. Before getting deeper into these three type of variable declaration in JavaScript, we need to understand three terms. One is block scope, then function scope, and hoisting. So what do you mean by a block scope? What do you mean by a scope? Scope is nothing but areas where the variable is available for accessing. That is scope. For example, we have declared a variable here and initialized to value 20, and I am accessing that variable here, which means this variable is accessible here, and this is the scope of this variable. So what is meant by block scope and what is function scope? If the variable is available between this block alone, then it is block scope. Even though this variable is initialized inside this if statement, if block, but still if this variable x is available inside this entire function, then it is function scope. And the third term is hoisting. There is a behavior in JavaScript called as hoisting. During the process of compilation and before execution, all the variables initialized in the source code by default will be declared on the top of the code by the JavaScript compiler. But this will not be visible to the user. This process is called as hoisting. So that is why in JavaScript, even though we declare a variable here, we will be able to access this variable here as well. I'll show you. But the value will be undefined because it will be declared but not initialized. We have only one console statement. If I run this code, we'll get undefined value. Undefined. So this process is called as hoisting. See, I have removed the manual declaration as well. This where x equal to 20 is initialized in the line 6, but still if I am trying to access this before even initializing, I am able to access it, but the value is undefined. This process is called as hoisting. Now let us go into the declaration part. So there are three types of declaration as I told before: where, let, and const. When we declare a variable using var x equal to 20, it will be function scoped variable, which means I will declare this variable inside this if block, but still this variable will be available for accessing outside this if block. That is function scoped due to the reason hoisting in JavaScript. So I will be able to access this variable here, but I'll get undefined first time, then I'll get value 20. You can see first undefined, I'm able to access it but no error, but the value is initialized to undefined, then 20. So this is var type of declaring a variable. Now we will use let. Let is not function scoped variable. Let will be block scoped, which means the variable that are declared using let will be accessible only inside the block where it is declared. But here the hoisting is available, but this let x equal to 20, this x will not be available outside this if block. When we try running this code, we will get reference error, which means x, there is no reference of x available. So it will throw an error. See, reference error. So x will be available inside this if block alone and not to the function block. So that is why this is block scoped variable. And coming to the third part of declaring variable, const x equal to 20. So this is again block scoped variable like let. So this const x will be available only inside this if block and not outside the function. I mean not outside the if block and not to the function. And another feature of const is you will not be able to change the value of the variable after initializing. X equal to 30. When we do this, we will get an error. See, assignment to a constant variable, which means it is a constant variable and you cannot assign a value. Hope this three type of declaring variable is clear.